The most dreaded question that can come from any child is this: why? Good morning, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and you're listening to Coffee with Kris, the time of the day where we share a cup of coffee and share a bit of the Word of God. Thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday morning for a hot cup of coffee and a hot cup of the Word of God. We're in the Torah portion called Bo, and our aliyah for today is Exodus chapter 12, verse 21 through 28. Now, that's probably the most dreaded question you can hear from any young person, any toddler, any kid, is when, you tell them something or ask them to do something and they ask, why? You give them an answer. Now, you give them the answer, do you think they're going to be like, oh, okay, and just walk away satisfied? No, they have to follow it up with another why. Well, you answer that why, and that answered why is followed up with another why, and it just never ends. And then you get frustrated and you said, because I said so. And that's the end of it. Well, in Exodus chapter 12, verse 25 through 26, it reads, "When you come into the land which Adonai will give you as he has promised, you are to keep this ceremony. Now, when it happens that your children ask you, why?" Now, actually, it says, what does this ceremony mean to you? In other words, why are you doing this ritual? Why are you doing this custom? Why are you doing this ceremony? What's the meaning of this? Verse 27, you are to say, it is the sacrifice of Adonai's Passover, because he passed over the houses of Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, in Egypt, when he struck down the Egyptians, but spared our households. So the people bowed their heads and worshipped, and all the children asked, why? No, I'm just kidding with that last part. So, traditions are taught rather than caught. Ensure your faith is passed on by teaching the traditions and the customs of our faith to your children, your grandchildren, and to the next generations. Colossians 4:6 tells us, let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, to know how you ought to answer everyone. So basically, know what you believe and why you believe it, so that when somebody asks, why do you believe this? Why do you dress this way? Why do you perform this ceremony? Why do you worship this way? You'll have an answer. And in 1 Peter 3:15, it reads, instead, sanctify Messiah as Lord in your hearts. Always be ready to give an answer to anyone who asks you a reason for the hope that is within you. So be ready when somebody asks you regarding your faith, why? So how are you going to be prepared for that, to answer that question, why? Well, basically, study your word, get involved in a Bible-believing community, a Bible-believing church or synagogue, and go as often as you can and attend all the services and classes you can. Read and study also on your own, and then down through the ages, you will accumulate enough knowledge so that when people come and ask you why, you'll be able to answer them. Okay, so what if they ask why and you don't know the answer? What do? Just fake it? Just give them some kind of answer just to, shove them off and send them on their way? No, just say, you know what, that's a really good question. I don't know, but give me a little time and I'll get back with you. Then you could research it on your own, ask your spiritual leaders or advisors or what have you. And that way you can educate people who want to know about your faith. When I was younger, I was given pat answers when I asked questions of faith. And no one would want to answer me. They would just say, oh, that's just because that's the way we believe, or we've done it this way forever. They wouldn't really give me an explanation and a reason behind the why. And it really turned me off and made me mad, and it got me frustrated. And really, it kind of forced me to set out on my own to find the answers to these questions that nobody wanted to answer for me. And I know how it feels to have a pat answer given to you. I know how it feels to be pushed off with just some kind of lame, well, because I said so, or because this is the way we do it. And people who sincerely want to know ask why, and they want to know the reason behind that why. And so it's up to us, and it behooves us to really do our best and to do our due diligence to give them a satisfactory answer. It may not be the answer they expect, or maybe one that they like or want, but if it's a truthful answer, then you could walk away holding your head high, knowing that you did your very best in regards to answering this person. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom, and God bless.